James Kaufman, World News Report today. Today's November 6th, 2023, 2 p.m. Central here in the U.S. God bless you and yours no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, our KP indexes tell us that we're experiencing heavy solar storms. And, well, I'm just not seeing them. We do see solar winds up to about 600 kilometers per second, but we've seen that so many times in the past without having the KP indexes react at all. First off, on our Boulder KP index, we have 6 hours of a geomagnetic disturbance along with 9 hours of a geomagnetic storm. Moving down to our Fredericksburg KP index, we have 6 hours of a geomagnetic disturbance. In the last 3 hours, we had a geomagnetic storm. Moving down to the estimated planetary index, the brand new model put together by NOAA and NASA, the one that they use. Looks like we have what looks like to be 6 hours of a geomagnetic disturbance and 9 hours of a geomagnetic storm, which would include that's right, G2. So moving along to our college index, it's indicating that we've seen 12 hours of geomagnetic storms, including a G3 today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting pounded, and just within the last 3 hours, you can see we have been pounded again. But by what, you ask? Taking a look at our GOES X-ray flux, we had dealt with most of this yesterday, and we're in this period here right now when you see absolutely no solar flaring and no filament eruptions, at least showing up on our GOES X-ray flux. Now, yesterday, we had some activity that we will be facing tomorrow and into the next day. But during the period that should be hitting right now, we had nothing go on our sun whatsoever. Why are we still in such a strong geomagnetic disturbance and or storm? Moving over to Discover to try to figure it out. Well, we have our shields trying to hold up, as we can see, although we've had some times of indecision. We had solar winds start to rise today. I believe that they are over 611 kilometers per second. Very strange to then see them drop down to 475. Makes zero sense. And then to jump right back up to 611, to drop down to 473, to go right back up to 611. The information looks highly manipulated. Now, we did start the day at about 525, and we did work our way up over 600 kilometers per second solar wind. We do have our temperatures moving with our plasma against our solar wind, which is how it should be. The highest plasma we've seen all day, there is a 20. I think we had some stronger plasma than that. See if we can find any maybe through here. Nope, I guess 20 centimeters cubed will be about the strongest plasma that we will have seen today. 20.41. And we all know that never registers a geomagnetic storm on the KP index. 20 centimeters cubed is almost a daily occurrence for us. But you can also see those shields jumping into the south here and losing all their wherewithal. So what do we have? We have increased solar winds per the coronal hole, which I will show you in just a second. And we have really no relative plasma except for a small bounce here up to about 20 centimeters cubed that lasted just a moment. Everything else seems to be in or around 10 centimeters cubed. Here's another peak of 15.42. Again, when we regularly see these type of numbers, there is no response whatsoever from the KP index. So what's causing this? The solar winds don't seem to be fast enough to be causing a geomagnetic storm, and we don't have any plasma that would be causing a geomagnetic storm. Moving over to GOES, Solar Ultraviolet Imager at 195 angstroms, you see that huge coronal hole that has already passed Earth, We should be experiencing those solar winds currently, and we see very little activity from any of the sunspots that are Earth-facing whatsoever. Again, the solar wind should be just about finished by the end of the day. And finally, taking a look at our sun for the day, we have numerous Earth-facing sunspots. Only one of them is complex. That would be 3480 right here, although 3477 looks complex to me. We have 3474 going around the limb, 3479 still in play, 3478 in play, and 3482. I think that one's going to grow quickly and become complex quickly. We have additional sunspots coming around the limb, which I will show you now. So jumping around to take a look at STO's composite of the backside of the sun, we have very little coming around in play, although anything could develop. We've got 091 in red, 092 in orange, and 093 in yellow. And we have no substantial happenings on the Earth-facing side of the sun today, or I'd show you guys on STO. With that said, we expect a geomagnetic storm tomorrow. That's right. Because of all the activity yesterday that was Earth-facing, we do expect at least a G2 geomagnetic storm for tomorrow as well. That would be November 7th, 2023. And please remember, none of this activity would generally affect Earth like what we're seeing happen. This is all due to our magnetosphere collapsing, our atmosphere collapsing, probably associated with the ongoing pole flip currently. Now, when the solar poles flip late this year, early next year, as now forecast by NOAA and NASA, I have no idea how this will play out. Please stay safe out there. Realize that you have very little protection from the sun while outdoors. And please share our video, subscribe. Always remember that anything's possible in Bizarro World.